Alright guys, in this video is going to be relatively quick. We're going to be talking about the LDO V3.2 bill of materials. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. So let's go ahead and talk about kind of, again, my thoughts on bombs and how they're structured and how structured in the corporation that I work for and how I would do it differently if you were outside the corporation, and such as these guys doing basically hobbyists. So I'll talk about kind of the difficulty doing a lot of these things, right? And kind of how to strike a balance to make it make sense for you internally and for if you have a kit. Because this is a good idea also how to kind of strike a balance of communicating to the world and also communicating to your customers, I guess, if they're trying to buy a kit. Also internally, how would that quite work? So this is the Positron 3.2 BOM V5. I got this off the GitHub. So let's go ahead and talk about it. So this is very, very common setup for kind of kits. Now, of course, how I tend to do it is a little different. So let's go ahead and talk about this. So this is set up in kind of segments of different things. So we have fasteners, raw material stock, 3D printed parts, electronics, and motion controller and motion mechanical stuff, right? So this is basically all kits that I've ever seen kind of have this type of situation. So what are kind of the downfalls for this? So this is great as far as, okay, I'm going to go ahead and buy these components. So I'm going to head out and buy these components. This is great for a purchase list, bomb. The main problem comes when I want to assemble this machine, and I talked about these different kits on how things are kitted in subassemblies. So where, and we already talked about kind of the model of the LDO V3.2. So basically, what components go to what, and how can I segment this such that it makes sense? And also, can I bunch this together and have a total sheet? So let's say also I wanted to do an upgrade, for example, or I broke something or I lost something or whatever. And it's like, okay, I want to build a whole new frame, like, or let's say a carriage. Okay, let me just get the carriage parts out of this. Okay, I mean, from this, I can't exactly guess on which parts go where. And that's kind of where this tier list comes from. Um, to be able to have this hierarchy where you can click on a master kit and be able to kind of have it tier out, subcomponents, and then of those subcomponents, parts. So basically, you have subcomponent, and you have like subsystems, and then you have subcomponents, and you have parts, right? And you have the total system. So basically, you'd have something at the top, and then it would tier out, and that way you can kind of figure out kind of what goes to what. But this shines in ways that struggles, which is, okay, I'm looking for screws, and let's say I have one particular screw manufacturer or a place that I buy it, let's say McMaster, for example, in the States. So it's like, okay, it would be great to have the fasteners, basically segmented out, right? To have the fasteners segmented out, buy the fasteners from one place, buy the motion control stuff from Mizumi, buy the electronics from from AliExpress, right? As you see here, AliExpress. So buy a whole bunch of that stuff, and then also the 3D printed parts. Okay, have those segmented out. So you kind of have a balance between these two. So kind of how that balance is done in the corporate world is to have commodity codes. So you can have a commodity code for like a fastener, right? A commodity code for a fastener, a commodity code for a printed part, commodity code for a purchase part, OEM part, a commodity code for a built kit, a commodity code for a purchase kit. So, for example, purchase kit, you buy a hot end. So you buy the hot end, it comes with all the parts of inside this kit. So this is a purchased kit, and then you for the system you build a system, and so you could have a legend that says okay, and then you have a filtering mechanism, right? So you come up here and then you can say like filter things. It depends on the software. Obviously, Excel is better at Excel. That's what I use in corporate. So then doing filtering on Google Sheets. But basically, filtering out these different parts. Like, okay, I'm going to buy fasteners. Get rid of everything except for the fasteners. Okay, buy all the fasteners. Okay, get rid of everything except for the printed parts. Okay, get all the printed parts made. Okay, filter everything except for motion components. So you can do that, and then still, so basically you could have both. So you can have that on one sheet, or you can break that off into multiple sheets. So let's say sheet 1 is this tiered hierarchy, sheet 2 is it like this. So basically you have this as one sheet. Let's say this would be sheet 2, this would be the lesser priority. And then you'd have sheet, well, you can have this sheet 1, whatever. But then you have sheet 2. So for example here, okay, this is my purchase BOM, and then you have, okay, this is my assembly BOM. And generally the assembly BOM, like I've said many times, will match your CAD BOM. Your CAD model, your CAD hierarchy will be basically the same. So that way when they go, they can purchase so you can buy the parts, and then you can go to your assembly BOM and then segment it out to what goes where, and then use the instructions. In this case, the LDO is their partner, right? So you can go to their instruction manual and then be able to build this out. So for example, you see here these required parts. So it'd be great to be able to have this required parts broken out, because I can only see here, I can only see one at a time. I can only see one sub-assembly at a time. So it'd be nice to be able to just go here and see all of them, and then go through the material that I have and purchase and segment them out. Or depending on how I buy it in such a way that it's already pre-segmented out, whether I buy it from different places or however you want to do that, or put it on a different PO number, or so they come in separate boxes, and then you can just mark the boxes. Or you can deal with another thing also that you can do if you're a small company and you don't really have a lot of people to do stuff like this. Again, you're kind of releasing how your system is built, but you can have another company say, hey, here's my BOM, go ahead and put this together and then ship it to me in a big box, already segmented out, get the best price you can, I'll give you this much money, what's your quote? So you say, hey, do all of this for me, or you have somebody do it, right? And how that person does it may vary. Like I said, may just buy everything and then sort it, or may buy each set of stuff from different places and then that kind of sorts it, or they would go to, like I said, some sort of subcontractor and do that. So that's kind of how you can have kind of everything in every different approach. Some people maybe they want to maybe they like to buy, maybe they like to go through the hierarchy and buy one at a time instead of segmenting it by different places to buy it. So you can do that, or you can sort out the commodity codes and be able to figure out, okay, I'm going to buy this, this is what I would buy from here, and then you can have a list of like approved vendors slash suppliers for screws, hardware, other types of chemicals, adhesives, Loctites, cleaning agents, or whatever. You can have different, 3D printing vendors or exterior machine shops or whatever, because I think here they have like a lower base plate, right? So you need somebody to go in and build that base plate. And that would just help to kind of move everything along and have it be kind of the best of both worlds. So help buy and help assemble. So if they wanted to do it and they didn't want to have commodity codes, they can easily just kind of just create another sheet with basically the exported hierarchy that they have from the Fusion CAD, and then have it in here where it can be sorted, and you have like on Excel. I don't know how to do it on Sheets. I'll figure out how to do it on Sheets because generally for work I do in Excel. But you hit, there's a little plus symbol, and then a whole bunch of stuff breaks out. Otherwise, it sorts it. It compresses it back in. The same thing as in Fusion, right? So basically, this is what it would look like in Excel. So you go like this, and there's all your parts for that. Okay, I'm good on that. So this is what your Excel would look like, right? Um, for your BOM, for your basically hierarchy BOM. And then, like I said, you can assign commodity codes to these different fasteners, to these different parts in order to sort it. And that would also make sense as well for some sort of buyer, because the other issue is when it comes to some of these components. Let's say you get fasteners and some of the motion controls from the same place. So then you have to kind of sort where then this kind of doesn't make sense, right? So, um, and again, you could have it even you could have this one like approved internal use, approved vendor, and then you could sort. You could even sort by approved vendor. So I think having it hard. So basically, what I'm saying is having something hard sorted is generally detrimental. So it's better if you just have as much information as you can, and then sort by the information that you want. So start off with a hierarchy BOM, and then, for example, say, oh, I want to go ahead and sort me everything that can be found at Amazon, that whose value in E is HTTPS Amazon something, and then sort those all out for me, and then sort out all the AliExpress, and I'll buy everything from Amazon, buy everything from AliExpress, and then okay, I've bought everything. Now let me see what does all this all look like in the hierarchy. Okay, let's sort it into kits, and this is the what's the example here? Example is Positron V3.2 extruder kit. Okay, here we go. Bam, everything's ready to go. Give it to somebody on the floor, or in this case, a kit. I'm ready to assemble it, right? So, anyways, that's kind of my brief talk about this. Well, not so brief now, but kind of how bombs are. Bombs are tricky because generally a lot of people feel like, hey, let me hard sort it rather than okay, let me put in the hierarchy and then allow somebody to sort by the as much information as I give them. Because now here with this, I mean, it doesn't have any information on what kit it goes into. So the one thing I can't do on here is sort by kit. So I mean, you can even put commodity code electronics here, and then you can sort it by electronics in the hierarchy. So then you can put electronics in the motion and then sort it by that if you wanted to. So it just makes it difficult if you kind of predetermine the sorting rather than having just provide as much information as you can. And again, better start off with a hierarchy BOM and then have somebody have the filtering capability to filter it however they see fit by by category, or in this case commodity code, or by manufacturer, or by cost, or by buy, make, um, assemble, or contract out, or whatever, right? Sort all those things out. And also combine filters. So combine multiple filters to get exactly what you're looking for, right? Anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the next topic.